Hey everyone, it's Jason, and Embarkation Day is always exciting, but sometimes it can be a crazy day. With so many things to do and see, these are 6 things you're going to want to make sure to avoid the first day of your cruise. And if you like to save money, make sure to stick around to number 6. So number 1, trying to make that beverage package pay for itself in the first day. I can't tell you how many times we've seen people hitting it extremely hard and drinking heavily that first day. Then we see them in the afternoon on the second day, and it looks like someone hit them with a sledgehammer. Just pace yourself, because you don't know how your body, especially if you're not a seasoned cruiser, is going to react to all that alcohol and the movement of the ship. It seems to just amplify it. So people are not only drunk or hungover, but they're seasick also. And it's a bad combination. We've also seen people, this was on the Odyssey of the Seas, we heard an alpha, alpha, alpha. And a lady got so drunk before we even left Port Everglades, our embarkation port, she passed out in the women's bathroom, hit her head, and she had to be removed from the ship because she got drunk. Can you imagine drinking so much that you ruined your cruise? All that time that you spent and researched and spent all that money, and you're taken off the ship before you even got started. Just understand to pace yourself. You have all week to pay for that beverage package. So number 2, and learn from our mistake on this one, going directly to the buffet when you board the ship. Now, it does depend on what time you board the ship. 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, you're probably okay. But understand, 11:30 to 1:30, no one can get into their cabins yet. So the buffet is filled with a bunch of suitcases, a bunch of people waiting around to get into their cabins, and they just continually go up to eat. And you're running into people, and it's crowded. It can be a mess. So I suggest, and I highly suggest this, is try some alternatives. So if you're on an Oasis class ship by Royal Caribbean, our favorite is going to Deck 8 and going to Park Cafe. It's in Central Park. We love it in there, and yeah, it can be a little busy, but nowhere near what the Windjammer is. And you can get a great salad, an amazing roast beef sandwich, and there's plenty of seating. It's something that I would suggest. Other people do go to Sereno's Pizza because they say it's not as busy either. So that would be something that I would definitely avoid the first day of your cruise, especially when you get on board, is the buffet. So number 3, and this should go without saying, but unfortunately it doesn't because people don't pre-plan, is missing your ship. I can't tell you how many people have told me, hey, I fly in 10, 11, even 12 o'clock the day of our cruise. Florida weather, if you're coming into Florida, is so unpredictable, especially in the summer. Don't put yourself in this position. Because here's what happens. Let's say you're flying into Orlando. Then you have to take the beeline over to Port Canaveral. All it takes is an accident on the beeline, some weather delays, and you're watching your ship sail without you. It's not worth the anxiety. Either fly in really early the day of your cruise, or better yet, fly in the night before. Just avoid that anxiety and make sure you're on that ship sailing away with that drink in hand, waving goodbye to everyone. So number 4 is getting a sunburn. So you do everything right. You make sure to bring your carry-on, you bring your swimsuit, you bring your flip-flops. You're out enjoying the Florida sun by the pool on that first day of your cruise, and you forget to put on sunscreen. And you're miserable day 2, 3, potentially even day 4. As someone that has some skin cancer issues, trust me on this, make sure to have a hat. And make sure to bring some reef-safe sunscreen. And the reason I say reef-safe is because a lot of the islands require that. And we like Blue Lizard. It can be found in my Amazon store in my profile. Just protect your skin. And you may be surprised, even if it's 80 and cloudy, those can be some of the worst sunburns ever. And if you're getting in and out of the water often, apply it often. protect your skin. Don't ruin your cruise, especially the first 2 or 3 days, because you get a sunburn because you forgot your sunscreen. So number 5, don't push yourself too much and try to do everything your first day of your cruise. I know a lot of people that have told me this is how they got sick. They pushed themselves, they stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning. They were so excited about everything going on their cruise ship, and they didn't allow for some downtime. Now, one thing I will suggest is maybe pre-planning a couple activities. So if you're on like a Royal Caribbean Oasis class ship, you may want to try doing the zip line the first day or the rock climbing wall. And the reason why I say this, a lot of times that first day, those lines are kind of small. There's a lot of people checking out the ship doing other things. Now, in order to do that, you're going to need to make sure you have closed-toed shoes. So make sure you have those so you can get on those activities. So before I get to number 6, I would ask that you please like this video as it does help the channel grow. Also, consider subscribing as we're on the path to 100,000 subscribers before we go on our Alaskan cruise at the end of August. If you could do that for us, I would greatly appreciate it. So number 6, you want to save money, make sure to avoid the upsells on the first day of your cruise. Now you're going to find crew all over the ship trying to hit you up for the beverage package, the Wi-Fi package, and specialty dining. Now if you want any of these items, make sure to book this before your cruise as it's always cheaper. And on like Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, we've seen it up to 35% cheaper online versus on the cruise ship. Now, one tip I can give you that I don't hear given very often: when you book your cruise, download the cruise app and turn on your push notifications. So on Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, they will send you push notifications when there's sales. So for instance, we have a cruise booked in 35 days on Royal Caribbean, and they just sent me, as I was doing this video, a push notification that there's a sale of up to 35% off. It's a way you can save even more money. Is there something that you like to avoid on the first day of your cruise? Let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for the support. And until I talk to you next week, happy cruising.